Blizzard. Dalawang normal niya pala.
Wow!
Eto na si Tres, mga oy na sinasabi natin, paring Asuray.
Nice
Yung
wild growth.
initiation, meron na. Ng SL, tingnan natin makakabawi sila habang dito sa taas.
Wow!
Nagkakanormalan ng Ninja at ang Barbarian, mga kaibigan. O,
They're gonna teleport in the arrow.
eto na araw na dito siyang mga kaibigan, si Nautilus nagtipid na dito. Eto na, tingnan natin. Oh,
Wow,
absolute zero
steal.
got cancel.
All right, boys and girls, and welcome back to the League of Legends Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term Conference. Again, we are having games right now for the Mindanao Conference, and we have just finished 3 games. 3 more to go. Of course, it is going to be Game 4, and we are your shoutcasters for this segment. My name is Aika, and with me here is Amplifier.
Yeah, so alright guys, let's go take a look at the matchup. Again, Game 4 na po to. And we're going to have Xavier University, Team Wizards versus Cagayan de Oro College, Finma, who are known as Team High Definition. So,
Oh, Team High Definition.
yes, this should be a pretty exciting game kasi yung Xavier University nandito na sila from last split. So they're not new to LCL, but Cagayan de Oro College is. So it would be nice to see kung paano mo prepare up yung Cagayan de Oro College against a team that has been around for a while. Hopefully they'll be able to give a good fight to Xavier University.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. That will be our matchup for this Game 4. Again, we also have the post and win, so watch out for that. It is going to be one of the big moments in the game, and all you need to do is make a public post about that moment and add in the 2 hashtags that will be included. Make sure that it is, again, public kasi yan yung nakakalimutan po natin lahat. And then, the best or the most interesting comment or sentiment will get a free skin. So whatever skin that may be, varies for every game. So guys, watch out for that. And of course, all this esports excitement is brought to you by Smart, our official sponsor for the League of Legends Collegiate League.
Yeah, actually, sobrang exciting ng post na yun kasi there have been a lot of skins. Actually, mostly today, puro pool party. And actually, to be honest, sobrang sulit nun. I mean,
Sobra talaga.
the pool party skins are really great. And I mean, all you have to do is, give an interesting comment. Well, actually, that's easier said than done. But then again, I hope you guys, congratulations to those who have won the post and win so far. Pool party
Yes.
Leona, pool party Lee Sin, Marauder Ash. All really nice skins. Actually,
Yes,
so
yes,
far.
yes. And again, aside from these posts and wins, guys, you may also just at any time share your thoughts or whatever discussions in the stream chat. And if we like what you have to say, we'll of course read it out loud here. We'll also do shout outs for all of you wonderful summoners who are watching and talagang sumasabaybay sa lahat ng games natin dito sa LOL Collegiate League.
So we're going to be entering the drafting phase quite soon. Again, this is going to be Xavier University, known as Wizards, versus Cagayan de Oro College, Finma, who are known as Team High Definition.
Yes.
So Xavier University, again, may experience na rin sila coming in from the previous split. And I believe yung Cagayan de Oro College yung talagang underdog dito in this matchup. They have to show na kahit mas mataas yung experience ng Xavier University in LCL, kaya pa rin nilang tapatan, hopefully, we'll see in this coming game. Pero nakita niyo nga kanina, apparently, Rise is not banned kasi hindi pa to patch 6.14 with the Rise rework pala.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not the rework version of Rise yet, so we are not playing this in patch 6.14 for this game. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yung mga patch changes na pinagsasabi ko kanina, wag niyo munang i-take into account for this coming
So we're
game.
still operating on patch 6.13.
Yeah, for these games.
For these
LCL,
games.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So interesting. Very important thing to note there, guys. Apparently, we are playing these games on patch 6.13, not 6.14.
Yeah. So, Vlad
And there.
being bad again, classic ban. Gaya na sinabi niyan kanina, it's still a pretty good flex pick to either mid or top, although mostly it's being played in mid. Even in other regions, it's still a very high priority pick. LeBlanc being banned next, it's still a powerful pick. Especially kung gustong piliin ng isang team yung Azir, for example, or the Victor. You want to avoid that mid laner who can shut you down. Hecarim being banned, still, this is kind of a niche ban, but at the same time, respectable ban din siya kasi it can be flexed into jungle or top lane. It still is a good pick. Zed wow, a lot of assassins.
I feel like they're gonna go for Azir.
They're probably going to get
Xavier University
Scaling
is gonna get
Mage,
Azir or I don't know, maybe Victor.
Yeah, in fact, Xavier may steal that kasi medyo nagpapakita ng worry dito yung Cagayan de Oro College against an assassin. So they might try to either ban. What I would do if I was them is probably ban Azir, first pick Victor.
Yeah.
Kasi Victor's a safer blind pick and Azir is obviously still a good respect ban. But they're going to be banning Maokai and Rengar. So Rengar and Maokai both very unbanned champions. Actually, these are most probably comfort bans for the most part. A lot of top laners being taken away and a couple of junglers as well. Let's see kung ano kayong first pick. A lot of the junglers are still open though. Rek'Sai, Elise, Kindred, Nidalee, Graves, Gragas, they're all still open.
Yep, a lot of strong
Sivir,
jungle
Ashe,
picks.
AD carries are also still open. Trundle still here. I'm surprised na wala pa tayo nakikitang Shen actually.
Yeah.
It's a huge surprise, but mostly it's being played in the other regions. Maybe we have a different meta here.
And in the PGS, they do have a preference for Shen.
Yeah,
and it is being played quite effectively, especially with the Twisted Fate.
Yeah.
Usually, kasi you already have the teleports and you have the global ults.
Yeah. Kasi I remember huge credits to Monty for saying this during the LCK na sinasabi nga niya, the reason the meta has largely shifted about to control over bot side. So when you have a lot of TPs and you have a lot of globals, that helps you to further establish that dominance on the bot lane. You can help your bot lane to control the bot side, put down vision whenever your AD carry is getting caught out. You know, simple Shen ult or anything like that can save your AD carry.
Definitely. And you can have a more effective split push or whatnot to just put pressure on other lanes. So in response to that, they have decided to go with a Sejuani and are hovering over the Soraka. So care to enlighten me about the Sejuani pick?
Yeah, actually, kasi we're seeing from the bans and the picks so far that they're not exactly going for... It's not the usual competitive thing.
Yeah, where you...
it looks like they're playing more to their comfort and their strength rather than trying to force themselves to adapt to the meta, which can also be a good thing. Kasi ang dami ko na nakitang games na nagpipilit silang mag-play toward the meta, but because they lack mastery on the champion, parang ang pangit tuloy na.
Although then I'm curious why what's the rationale behind the bans then? Like for example, a ban on Rengar, and then pick up a Sejuani.
Yeah, I'm guessing most of these are just target bans mainly towards the other team. So respect that they have a mastery on the champion, for example, and then just simply not let them have it for the game. Yeah.
All right.
Pero
sounds logical enough.
This is the second Sejuani and second Soraka we're going to be seeing for this game. So at least they're sure to have engage. For the side of Wizards, they're going to be getting the Thresh and a possible second Gangplank as well. So this is interesting kasi ibig sabihin yan, pwede mag-flex yung Trundle. He might go support or he might go top. Gangplank can also
the
top.
Thresh is definitely going to be
yeah,
support.
That's true. So this is but it's Ignite. So this is probably a mid lane Gangplank then.
Yes.
Which is actually very bold. Kasi Gangplank is a very, very vulnerable early game champion. So well, I guess it's okay kasi yung THD, they took away assassins.
Yes.
So there's less options for them to be punished. But still, I find it a very bold mid lane na blind pick. Echo and Twitch being hovered over. Twitch is still in a good spot right now, depending on how well you're able to set up. Graves about to be... What does that mean?
Graves, jungle, Sejuani top?
I don't know, actually. Pwede mag-top yung Graves, I'm not so sure. This is weird. Pero let's see kung saan sila... Wow! Okay, so it is gonna be locked in Graves and Twitch. Sejuani can top, Graves can jungle, Sejuani can jungle. There's a lot of options here.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see na lang kung ano yung mangyayari. But we'll leave Wizards. They still have an AD carry and a jungler to lock in Elise. Yeah, Elise would be good if they decide to go for a pick composition. So, syempre, alam na naman natin, single target, CC, Thresh, and Elise can roam. Oh, Kindred.
Kindred?
So, where's Elise going?
So, Elise jungle, Kindred ADC?
I don't think so. I wouldn't put Kindred on ADC.
Well,
but maybe they would. I don't know.
Or maybe they're discussing, so are we gonna go with the Kindred or the Elise?
Yeah, well, Elise used to be played mid and support, but that was a very long time ago, and even then they weren't considered good mid laners or supports. Oh, what's this Kindred gonna do?
There you go.
Okay.
So they're gonna go with Jin instead. You seem very relieved. It's like, all right, they know what they're doing. All right, so they have a Jin lock in there. That is going to be quite powerful, especially with the death sentence if that ever lands. And then,
Yeah, let's just see kung ano yung last lock-in dito ng the
Ooh,
ano yun?
is that gonna be a
Team
Talia?
High Definition. If
Team
that's gonna
High
be a
Definition.
mid lane Talia, then that I'm gonna bet it's a Graves top.
Graves top,
and then
Sejuani
Sejuani
jungle,
but you
then
can also
Azir
switch that.
mid. So they're definitely going for that Azir. Oh.
Azir. Actually, Azir versus Gangplank is a pretty nice matchup because you can use your soldiers to break the barrels. So it
Mhm.
makes it very unfortunate for Gangplank.
And this is
since
pre
the outdated.
6.14 Azir, so it means, you know, the
Higher
soldiers are
damage.
going to hurt early
Yeah.
game, which is going to be very good against Gangplank
Yeah,
since,
and-
as you mentioned, he's going to be vulnerable early game.
Yeah.
And there, they go with that Azir. Of course, telegraphed already by the bans earlier that they
Yeah.
had on LeBlanc and on
Yeah.
Zed.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
much.
Yeah, though interesting that Xavier University didn't pick up the Azir, probably because they don't play it, maybe.
Yeah. They really forced that Gangplank pick, which really shocked me. I mean, maybe it's a comfort pick. Gaya na nakita natin kanina in the previous game, the first game, na even though Lee Sin is not really a high priority jungle pick, kung komportable ka talaga sa champion
Oh,
niya,
and magaling ka dyan.
yeah, then let's just tiwala na lang sa teammate, diba?
Yes.
Pero so far, let's look at the team composition. So like I
Alright.
said, for Wizards, they have pretty nice pick potential because they do have the Thresh and the Elise. Those two can roam. They have really nice mid to late game AD damage.
Uh-huh.
The Gangplank and the Jhin are going to scale very hard towards the mid and late game. I'm just a bit concerned about Peel. Kasi in terms of Peel, these two champions, especially Jhin, you know, Jhin is a very immobile ADC.
Uh-huh.
And in the face of a Graves, Twitch, and Sejuani, that can be a
Yes.
very scary thing to be facing as a Jhin.
Yes,
Kasi
yes.
Twitch is an assassin. Once he goes in V, he'll just pop his Yomus and then kill you if you're
Yeah.
alone. So this Jhin, kailangan niya talagang
Mag-ingat.
laging katabi si Thresh, basically.
Oo.
Yeah. He needs to stick with his Thresh, basically, so that he doesn't get caught on. Because a lot of engage options and a lot of champions that can get up in your face and kill you,
Yes.
pretty much. No?
Yes.
So, I mean, the nice thing then siguro about Wizards composition is that there's a lot of surprise factor kasi Gangplank has a global and then Jhin can use his ult to kill people from afar.
Yes.
So if Thresh and Elise, for example, decide to pick someone in the jungle, sundan mo lang ng
Oh,
Gangplank
definitely
ult,
with
and
a
then Jhin
follow-up
with the
from
ult.
both of those, that is going to be a
Yeah.
good combo.
Yeah, there's a lot of shock that can be given by Wizards to Team High Definition if ever they decide to go for that. For the side naman of Team High Definition, they have pretty nice team fight. Obviously, kasi they have the Sejuani, they have the Azir, and then they have the Twitch. So if
Alright.
the Twitch gets the Runans and then uses the ult, Azir can Shurima Shuffle, Sejuani can
Yeah.
engage. AoE damage galore, and even Graves is there, so there's a lot of damage. I'm just a bit
Yeah.
concerned about Peel also for them. Kasi once Sejuani jumps forward to ult, there's no one gonna be protecting Azir and then
Yes.
Twitch when they're at the back line.
Yes.
Pero the good part is at least there's an Azir ult, so they can use that to
Yes.
disengage at the very least. Pero yeah, I mean right now
And
again,
I don't really see either the Gangplank or the Jhin or the Thresh diving anyone.
yeah, getting in their face. That's true.
So yeah, fairly similar, I guess, compositions from both sides coming in. And let's go, guys. We are now in the Summoner's Rift for Game 4 of the LOL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term Conference Series for Mindanao. This is powered, of course, by Smart and Garena Esports. And again, this is going to be between Xavier University Wizards and Cagayan de Oro College Team High Definition. For the blue side, we have Equanimity. Equanimity. Yes, Equanimity on that trundle top. And we have, what is that?
Koa?
Koa.
Yeah, Koa on Elise.
Koa on Elise.
Yeah.
Perseus on the Gangplank mid with exhaust. With you always on the Jhin ADC and Doer on the Thresh support.
Yes, and on the red side, that's gonna be Team High Definition Cagayan de Oro College with Ray in the top lane as.
I think it's
Oh no,
Rain.
sorry, that's gonna be
Rain?
Ray. I
Nah.
think. Ray.
There's an N.
Oh, it is.
I think there's
Okay,
an N.
Rain in the jungle pala as a Juani.
Or,
And then that's gonna be Last Opinion as
last option.
Last option. I'm so sorry. Last option in the support role as Soraka. That's gonna be Kyle Drogo in the top lane with the Graves. I was right. He was gonna go top lane. And then Superman in the AD carry role as Twitch, and then Iorn, I think, as Azir in the mid lane. So let's see. We're just gonna have a bit of a pause here. But again, looking at the team composition, so sa side nga ng Cagayan de Oro College, they definitely have nice team fight potential.
Uh-huh.
The Soraka will be able to help them survive the ults of Jin and Gangplank, actually.
Uh-huh.
That's one other use they can have. Pero we'll see how it goes. Yun lang, siguro in terms of late game, mid to late game AP damage, nagkukulang yung Wizards.
Uh-huh.
Kasi Elise will fall off, and most of the damage will be coming from Gangplank, Jin, and Trundle. So kapag nag-armor stack yung team high definition towards the late game, they can negate a lot of damage once that Elise falls off.
Yes. So again, this is going to be the Mindanao Conference
Baraka.
Game 4. So yes, we already have their Death Sentence connecting.
Yeah, actually, I would have saved and then waited for level 2. Because at level 2, Jin gets his nice Q plus W damage. So you can use that to proc the stun or the root for the QW combo. Pero let's see if they'll engage at level 2. Twitch, medyo natatakot siyang mag-CS.
Yes.
Soraka, the one weakness of sustained supports is hard engage. So they have to be careful if Thresh does decide to hook. But they just have to make sure they ward the bush or hide behind the minions. Meanwhile, Graves top is something I have not seen in ages. It used to be sobrang lakas dati niyan, but because of the change in the meta, it has shifted a bit. I remember very well see Jin Air Green Wings Trace on Graves. If you guys watched LCK, it's very inspiring. Pero yeah, this Graves top is not something something I haven't seen in a long time.
Oh wow, very early
Whoa.
gank here in the bot lane. The Cocoon does miss. Flash out by Superman to stay alive. And now it looks like tables might be turned here because now Superman is starting to hurt. And yes, Koa or Kon just decides to back off.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried kasi With You always has missed his W twice now. Sobrang sayang yung potential actually to land a kill if you miss that W kasi it's really nice if you can root.
Ooh, but in the mid lane here we have
no.
barrier used by yes, we have Iorn. Is that Iorn?
Yeah,
Lorn?
I think so. Pero
And yeah, he goes down.
I wouldn't do that if I was Azir. You don't need to 1v1 a Gangplank who has a painful passive in Exhaust.
Exactly.
It was a very aggressive play.
Oh, we have here in the bot lane again some fights erupting because Death Sentence connected. Ignite is onto Superman. Is it going to be enough? He uses heal to stay alive. And an aggressive flash there by With You always not amounting to a kill.
Grabe, sobrang aggressive ng players natin
Oo nga
early on
eh.
in these 4 minutes. Flashing forward for kills and not succeeding so far. So, kailangan tansyahin na maayos ang ating
Though again,
mga-
so yes, in the mid lane, that is true. When you're in a Azir, you don't really need to just go right
Yeah.
up in the face.
Yeah.
You can poke with your soldiers. This is, again, pre 6.14 Azir. So again, we are playing on the 6.13 patch. So there isn't really much of a reason not to do that, the poking with your soldiers, because it is still quite painful.
Yeah, I mean, poking for sure, pwede niyang gawin. But the diving forward to Gangplank's face, really unnecessary and giving away an early kill.
Yes, and right here in
Oh.
the top lane, we have the gank by Koi with that Cocoon connecting, but not enough damage and a flash out to safety.
Yeah, not much success now for ganking this top lane. Graves is a bit tanky. Among the ADCs, he is pretty tanky. But the rate of success for ganks definitely better sa bot lane. Nakita natin
Yes.
kanina, they actually almost killed Twitch earlier
Yes,
in the
they
bot
did.
lane. They just have to probably not push the wave too far if ever Elise does decide to gank. But we might see a mid lane gank Sejuani. Just hovering, and there
Ooh,
she
yes,
is.
Sejuani here from the back. Perseus is in trouble, and now we have Iron right up in his face. And Rain isn't going to stop anytime soon. But here in the bot lane as well, we have some trades going on. Is this going to be a full-fledged fight? That sentence does connect onto Superman Flay to bring him closer, but not close enough for With You always to lay on the damage. And now we have Superman ready for a kill. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. And we have turret hits hitting Superman. And with a death sentence, he goes down. And we have a teleport here to probably finish another kill. We have Pillar slowing down, last option, a teleport as well coming in from Xavier University, but will they push through? No, they will not.
Yeah, well played by the bot lane of Wizards. Actually,
Yeah.
sobrang nervous na ako dun sa point na sobrang baba na ng health ni With You always as Jin. Pero the poison was not enough. You know, barely, but it was not enough to finish him off. And then the nice hook, you know, Doer keeping his cool, lands the hook, gets the third damage, and then beautiful root coming from With You always finally lands.
Yes.
That root, when he needs to. And
when he needed
great
it
job.
most.
Yeah, they got 3-0 out of that clash plus the Ocean Drake.
Yes, as well
So
as the dragon.
honestly, this Ocean Drake will be really useful for them because once they start sieging, it's going to be a bit difficult since they don't really have long range. So they really need that sustain. Pag nagka-sustain sila, they'll be able to siege turrets. Jin will be able to use his ult to push people away from turrets, and then that Ocean Drake will be able to sustain them to get the turret afterwards. So this is a pretty good Drake, although Mountain would have been nicer. Pero again, RNG, you just have to pray
RNG
that he gives you what you need.
Yes, all right. So it is now 3-0 in this early game. This matchup between Cagayan de Oro College and Xavier University proving much more beneficial so far for Xavier University Wizards. In the bot lane, though, we have here a very sneaky Lantern gang to help Koei come in and close the gap. And now Doer, though, slays last option instead of giving it to Koei. And now Superman is on the run. He doesn't want to follow his support to the grave, so he's trying to widen the gap. But Doer is not going to stop. They're just walking with a Lantern to help him out. And now we have here, though, a missed Cocoon. But now we have Curtain Call as well to slow them down and finish a kill. But it is not enough. It is slowing them down. And now Iorn is here as well. And Rain might be in trouble here. We have the Jin locking him down. But he goes out and widens the gap and survives right there. But with you always, it's right up in their faces. And when you're that low, even though you're a Jin, it's totally fine. And he slays Superman as well.
Yeah.
That is 1-4-2.
1-for-2 exchange.
Wizards.
And no TP for both top laners, so they weren't able to help out during that fight. I can imagine kung nakapasok dun si Graves, he could have used his collateral damage to finish things off, but he wasn't there. Overall, it was a bad clash from both sides.
Yeah.
A lot of skill shots missing from the side of Wizards, and then a pretty questionable ult also from Azir. He pushed away the kill that he could have gotten, although he did get the ignite later, but it just took them so much longer, and he also had to die in the process. So in terms of mechanics, medyo katakataka yung mga nangyari doon, but overall, it did. I mean, in the end, this all goes to Wizards. They're up by 3k gold at 8 minutes, and their CS is also slightly higher. See, Graves is above by 69 to 59, so they have a pretty nice 10 CS lead. But overall, Team High Definition has to avoid this bot lane action, actually. Kailangan nila mag-ward because Thresh has been having a lot of KP in this game. He's 104 right now.
Yes.
And he's
That's
really
like,
helping
what,
his Jin.
66 KP?
Yeah, he's doing really well so far. Able to land a lot of hooks. And I guess it's also on the fault of Team High Definition na hindi nila na-avoid actually yung hard engage na to. That they have to be sure not to push the lane too far forward. Don't overextend so as to avoid so much of that burst. Especially since Jin is now level 6. Kapag nahuli kayo ng hook ni Thresh, even if you're able to flash out, once the curtain call comes down, you know, Twitch won't be able to run away.
Yes, exactly that. And now we have here an attempt to steal the blue buff, and that is not just an attempt because apparently they succeed in doing so. And now, although this attempt might be a big mistake because both of them go down to a double kill by Equanimity there. 2 kills again going to Xavier University Wizards, and now in the mid lane they're following up with another possible kill onto Iorn. Decide against it.
Yeah, I mean, Team High Definition were invading very, very aggressively and pretty recklessly. Kasi una-una, hindi nila alam kung nasaan yung jungler. So they kind of put a surprise on themselves. I mean, invading is supposed to be something that you're pretty sure you'll get a benefit out of. But when you go in, tas wala kayong vision, what were you going to expect? Not knowing where the other jungler was, of course you get double killed. And that double kill is very unfortunate because now Trundle, you know, he gets the 3 kills. And Graves was supposed to have an early advantage against Trundle, pero in the end, medyo they kind of gave away that early lead kasi yun nga, nabigyan ng double kill to si Trundle.
That is
Dami
true.
Cinder.
And right here in the mid lane, an initiate by Superman goes alright because now with Doer just there coming in from the river, apparently last option now falls, but now Superman is on the retaliation, and now Doer is in trouble, and he's running away. A good flasher over the wall because Koei is right by the side by that tri-bush, helping him out, and he has slain Superman, and now Equanimity is here as well, and Khal Drogo might be dead, and he is, and now With You Always is on a rampage, 4-0-4, and it's not over because Iorn is here as well in the bot lane. He's gonna defend his turret and possibly get some kills with his soldiers. He's poking them down.
Oh,
He does
no.
put out his ultimate, but without repel to evade it, he gets taken out by Kowi, and now Kowi with another one because the cocoon has connected, and Death Sentence as well, left and right.
Wow.
Kills for days, 13-1. 12 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen.
Gosh, 13-1 and 6,000 gold lead at 11
Yes.
minutes. Grabe no. And, I mean, Xavier University obviously showing us their experience. You know, they've been around for quite some time. Gaya na sinabi namin kanina, last split nandito pa sila and they're showing Cagayan de Oro College, you know, team high definition that the Wizards,
Whew.
you know, arguably the best class in RPGs.
Ooh,
probably.
hey, I'm a
Yeah.
wizard player
Exactly,
in MMOs.
exactly, yeah. So, joke lang. Pero, kidding aside, you know, Xavier University again, pinapakita nila yung experience nila na for, guys, we have been around one split, we know what we're doing.
Yes.
And clearly this Thresh is really the one putting things on for, he's the one setting everything up.
Yes,
Kumbaga,
exactly.
siya yung taga-set ng stage ni Jin.
Yes.
If anything. And yeah, I mean, Jin, he's already 4-0-6. He has a Yomu's Ghost Blade. This guy's gonna enjoy the show. pretty
Yep,
much.
exactly. And with that equanimity as well, 4-0-2. Man, looks like Xavier University is really well prepared for this fight.
Yeah, tsaka Trinity Force 205 Gangplank. Like, that's the most beautiful early game you could ever have in your life.
So much
As a
for
gangplank.
vulnerable early game gangplank.
Oh, kasi sinasabi ko pa naman, this Azir is gonna have a fun time, you know, destroying his barrels. But right now, Azir is probably the least happy of them all. You know,
Yes.
missing his walls and things like that. I hope he's not tilted yet, pero
Yeah, that was a really good repel
yeah,
by Koi to avoid
that's true.
the Emperor's Divide. And now in the top lane, speaking of Koi repelling here too. Dive the turret onto Caldrogo. Caldrogo is down. Equanimity is unstoppable, ladies and gentlemen. Such a flawless and smooth gank right there.
Yeah, good job from Wizards. And I wasn't lying na sinabi ko sa pick and ban phase na maganda talaga actually yung pick potential nga ng Wizards during the early to mid game. Oh no!
And right here, yes, they have faced and ran into each other here in the river, and Box is dropped by Doer, but is it enough? No, and looks like Rain gets out with barely a sliver of health, and now Ayorn is on the offensive. He's sliding, he's slippery, and now the curtain call to slow them down because they are retaliating. Cocoon connects onto Ayorn, and that is a kill. Perseus is now as well on a killing spree, and with 3 people down, no, 3 people running away for their lives, with 2 people barely alive. That is going to be bad for Cagayan de Oro College.
Oh man, I think Azir is slightly tilted from all of this stuff. I mean, ang dami niyang na-miss na ult. And honestly, if that ult earlier dragged everyone in, I have a feeling they could have won the team fight. But he directed it to the right imbis na papunta sa mga teammates niya. And, oh man, if I was the Azir, I mean, I'm an Azir. I love Azir. And to have that happen to you, like, I'm sure he's like banging his keyboard right now or something. That's so frustrating.
Yes, that's true. And that is the trend. Actually, seems to be the trend today for the LCL here in the games. Most of the teams, partly because, you know, this isn't the PGS, most of the teams don't have much experience playing from behind.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's very, when you're not that experienced yet, you may be prone to tilting more. And that's exactly it. That's why a lot of teams have been struggling when their enemies get a very big early game lead.
Yeah, that's very true.
Ooh,
wow.
yes, right here in the bot lane with you always, just not minding whatever they could do in return. But, you know, underestimating that poison might be lethal, with you always forced to just back off.
Yeah, Twitch is behind by 30 CS right now. Wala pa siyang core item in the form of Yomu, so he really can't shut anyone down. So far, good job from Wizards to not give Team High Definition the opportunity to team fight. Kasi that's where they're strongest eh. It's when,
Wow! Nice Cocoon prediction there onto Caldrogo. Sets him up for a nice and juicy kill. Perseus is on a rampage, and now we have a teleport in the backline by Equanimity. Nice Glacial Prison there, but is it enough? Will you be able to escape? No! Curtain call slows you down, and Equanimity gets another kill, and he's dominating. 2 people might join them in the grave because Rain gets death sentence to death. Death sentence nga, malamang to death, diba? So, ayun guys, 3 kills and possibly more. Wow, tossing them into the loving hands of Superman. But guys, when you do not have the firepower for that, that may just be more lethal for your teammate.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Emperor wants to return to his grave now. Pero
Ba't mo pa ako binuhay? Ba't mo pa ako ni-resurrect?
it's so hard, like 22 on the kill score right now, and they're above by
Ooh.
9,000 at
Yeah.
16. And you have to wonder, like, paano ba nangyari to? But in the end, it's really, everything began at the bot lane. So
Yep.
Wizards, they were able, I mean, Doer was just able to set up so much for With You Always. And from there, nag-snowball siya. A lot of attention was actually taken away from mid because there was so much action at bot, and that really gave an opening for Perseus to farm up. Nakuha niya yung Trinity Force niya. And eventually from that point, Elise also taking attention away from the mid lane by ganking top lane. So,
Yeah.
you know, Gangplank
Yeah,
has a great
and-
time farming. Jin snowballs because of Thresh, and then from there, parang hindi nila na-control ng team high definition yung pace ng game.
And exactly that. And funny thing pa, Iron also keeps responding to both the top and especially the bot lane ganks.
Yeah.
And in those responses, okay na naman mag-respond, and that's very good to respond. But if you're going to respond and then, you know, your ultimate's not gonna be very successful, or just in general the fight's gonna go bad, then it's going to set up the mid lane for some good farm. And right here in the middle, another fight seems to be erupting. No one has died
my gosh.
just yet. But the turret gets destroyed, and just as I say that, last option goes down, and a double kill right there for Perseus. Shut down onto Perseus though by Superman, and now we have Curtain Call to finish off Khal Drogo. He flashes to safety, but he's been spotted and he goes down. A double kill by With You Always. They're just taking them out left and right, and now Rain as well has got With You Always, but will he be able to get the kill? No! The outplay is real, and well, when you're that much far in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh. So Johnny blew all of her cooldowns on Jin below 50% health, and he lives. Like, tilt me now. You know, basically like, man, that sucks. If I was a Johnny, as in, iiyak na ako nun. As in,
it really does. And
binigay
yan
ko
na
na ang
talaga.
lahat, wala pa akong nakuha, di ba? Parang
Ganyan naman
sobrang sakit
talaga
naman.
eh.
Oh,
Mag-ano ka talaga, magigigil ka na, tapos sobrang lahat na bibigay mo na, wala ka pa rin makukuha.
Kung nandito si binigay mo na ang lahat.
Nasaktan
Pangalan pa
ka
niya
lang.
With You Always.
Oo,
Pero,
nasaktan ka lang.
ganun talagang buhay.
Ay, nako. Moment of silence, guys. And again, guys, you are still watching Game 4 of the LoL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term Conference Series for the Mindanao Conference. Again, this is the game between Xavier University Wizards and Cagayan de Oro College. We are almost hitting the 20-minute mark, and the scoreboard is now 25-4 with a huge lead in the hands of the Wizards.
Yeah, so Dragon gonna respond in around 1 minute 20. Napakataas ng sustain ng Wizards after this double Ocean Drake. So, insane. Oh my!
Yes, in the mid lane here, Perseus might fall to our assassin Twitch on Superman right there, but not enough firepower.
Yeah, gaya na sinabi ko ng pick and ban phase, sobrang nakaka-shock talaga yung pag-pick ng Wizards. Kasi right after Elise and Thresh come in, Gangplank just has to ult, then the root from Jin, and then from there, you know, they all just start piling in.
Yep.
And it's so unexpected talaga yung pag-gank ng Wizards with this kind of team composition. And Team High Definition, their vision is just being removed from their map like every single minute.
Yeah.
And it's so, that's why they're finding it so hard to come back in this match. Kasi hindi nila alam kung saan nanggagaling yung Thresh. Pero pag nahook na kayo, the root will come in, and then all the globals just start pouring in.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Jin can just curtain call, you know, to his...
And yan yung mahirap din eh. Kasi, di ba, the Gangplank ult also can slow you down. The curtain call from Jin also has slow. So it's really going to be very difficult to escape all of those ultimates.
Yeah, they're not giving Team High Definition a chance to 5v5.
Yep.
Kasi lagi na lang, kapag nakarating na yung ibang members ng Team High Definition, eh wala na, napatay na isang nilang teammate. And chances are the Azir dies early, which is not what he wants.
Yes,
he doesn't even have a Rylai's, and it's already 20 minutes. So really, Team High Definition just fell so far behind after all of the picks from Wizards. And you really have to commend the synergy so far between this bot lane and the jungle. Always calling as well for the ult from Gangplank whenever there's a clash. So
yes, and
good
right here in
synergy.
the top lane, Khal Drogo just being bullied.
Oh
We
my.
have the ultimate there from Soraka from last option, and because of that, he's able to slay Equanimity. Although in the meantime, blue team or Xavier University Wizards has slain the dragon, and we have here the ultimates from both Perseus and With You Always. And because of that, With You Always gets a kill, though he is in trouble. Ignite onto him, and a shutdown from Ayor. Yours truly, the Emperor, may be back in this game now. And
finally.
yes.
I'm sure he feels good after that. So magandang SS. Yun
Yes.
yung masasabi ko lang. So he was able to push Jin in. Actually, that's what you want to do when you're Azir. Assuming that my follow-up, actually what you can do is you can Shurima shift to the back of Jin, throw him into the Sejuani ult.
Yes.
And then from there, Twitch can just, get the 5
Exactly,
Venom stacks.
exactly.
Pero yun nga, sobrang hirap na i-set up yung gank na yun. But it's
Uh-huh.
totally worth it if they're able to pull it off. It's just, the problem is, what they need first is to clear up and put down vision.
Exactly. Look at the map. A
Yeah,
lot,
sobrang
if not
dilim.
all, a lot of the wards are for Xavier University.
Yeah.
And
really
well,
having
they
a
have to
hard time.
get better then at dodging those very lethal death sentences and cocoons, because right now Iorn has been taken out or taken a hold of by one of them, and he is slain by Equanimity. It's like every time a death sentence or a cocoon connects, they just get those kills.
Yeah. And yun, nag-overextend talaga dun si Azir and Sejuani. Again, because of the lack of vision and overextending, they're not able to get an objective, and that's 3 dragons and a Baron possibly coming in for Wizards right now. At 22 minutes in, they're above by like 20 kills right now, and it's a 10,000 gold lead. Wala pang vision dyan.
Yep.
Yung team high definition, it was just removed because of the pink ward. And,
And
yeah,
even with teleport up, there's nowhere to teleport,
Yeah.
so free
So-
Baron for Wizards.
yeah. So at this point, yung aasahan na lang talaga ng team high definition is for this Azir to eventually scale.
Uh-huh.
So you guys want to just set up vision around your jungle and not overextend. Just fight in your base and then gawin yung sinabi kong wombo combo kung kaya nila. Possibly just Shurima shift them into Glacial Prison and then have...
Actually, that would be beautiful.
That,
if
I
they
would
pull
love
it
to
off.
see that, honestly. But I've never seen it ever in real life. I wish I'd see one. Show me. Show me, Kagaya de
the money,
College.
come on!
Yeah, show me. Enlighten me with your wombo combo potential. Let's see if they'll be able to pull it off. They are going to be fighting from inside their base, which is easier for them since gusto nga nila 5v5. Grabe, sakit
That
nun.
hurts, man.
That's Yomu's and Infinity Edge. 8-1-14 Jin. God, I'm in heaven. Is probably what he's thinking.
Wow.
Siya talaga yung star ng show.
Actually, that is
Yeah.
true, and things are looking very, very bad for Cagayan de Oro College Team High Definition. They are getting pushed back into their base, and well, with a Baron buff like that, it's only a matter of time before Xavier University gets a turret and
Oh
a few
my.
kills. And right now, fight is erupting, and now Equanimity just in front of them, taking all the aggro and keeping them to his face because Curtain Call will be popped, but not too much advantage there, and looks like Equanimity is in trouble, has to back away, but now Koi is on a killing spree because with that cocoon and a follow-up kill, and Perseus as well, right there, taking out Iorn. 2-4-2. Not as much of a good trade there for Xavier University,
gosh.
considering their lead, but now with that death sentence again, every time it connects, it's a kill, and just a flash. Wow! Another kill. 4 people down for Cagayan de Oro College.
Yeah, really great job. I mean, sayang talaga. Team high definition. There are a lot of what ifs to ask siguro. Kasi when you look at their team composition, you have to wonder what if they got another tank.
What if they got another tank?
Graves. Yeah, I mean like if you look at their team composition, they could have used another tank. Especially a Shen.
Oh no, with you always here is in trouble. Ryan is right on top of him, but he doesn't have the ultimate, so that's not gonna be much. And now Perseus takes him out for a killing spree. He still has the Baron buff, and they're gonna keep marching on to these Nexus turrets. Ooh, we have Iron there. Iron does start to hurt with those soldiers. Takes out one of them. Equanimity not gonna be in for the rest of this fight, and now Doer is in trouble. Khal Drogo, of course, right in the front there, but they decide to just clear the super minion waves for now.
Yeah, so they're able to get a mid-inhib. Tapos yung Dragon will be respawning in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Oh, it's not yet the mark. So they have a 4th Dragon option. I wonder what it is. We have no control over the camera, but we'll see what they have later. Infernal and double Aqua. So kapag yan na mark of the Elder Dragon, that's gonna be a lot of sustain and damage.
Yes!
Pero like what, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying earlier na I think Shen would have been a wonderful pick for Team High Definition kasi once all of the globals start coming in from Wizards, Shen can respond with his ult, and then you have another tank to keep Twitch and Azir safe. Plus, you have someone who can dive to the backline to disturb this Jhin. Because no one's
Exactly.
doing that. Twitch,
Yeah.
sinasabi ko kanina na Twitch, Graves, have the potential to get up to Jin's face. Pero
Yes,
that's
yes.
never happened throughout the game since they're also not tanky enough.
Ooh, Doer here though, caught in a bad position there by the bush. Might be in trouble, might
Oh,
actually
no.
die, and he does. Shut down onto Doer though. Iron is in trouble. Tries to stay alive for much longer and doesn't manage to do so. He goes down to Perseus, and now Rain taking out a kill of his own, but Perseus is on fire. He gets a triple kill. Superman realizes he's in trouble. The last man standing just goes back home. And guys, with that triple kill by Perseus, post and win this cutesy, adorable pool party Lulu with the hashtags XU triple and hashtag LCL min8. Remember guys, to make sure your post is public, so share your sentiments and you might possibly win that cute skin. All right, and we have just an ace right there by our star Perseus, and that is it guys. The Nexus is going down after that ace, and it is a victory for Xavier University Wizards, 37-12.
Yeah, so GG, well played from Xavier University, Team Wizards. Grabe, pinakita talaga nila yung experience nila like we've been saying all game.
Yes.
I mean, it's very understandable that Team High Definition lost this game. They were the
Uh-huh.
underdogs. Pero at the same time, I can't help but think they really could have done much better.
Uh-huh.
For one, I wanted to point out, Azir was overusing his Shurima shifting.
Uh-huh.
He kept dashing forward to get the shield, but it's not worth it kasi once you use that at the beginning of the fight, nawawalan ka ng escape mechanism,
Yes,
especially when you don't have
exactly.
flash. And he's failing to realize na of all of the members in his team, he has to be the last one to die.
Yeah.
Kasi siya yung kailangan talaga in terms of DPS. And now looking at the kill score, we're seeing, grabe, all of the carries enjoy this game. 8-4 on Trundle, 9-2 on Jin, and 13-3 on this Gangplank. So grabe, they all had a great show pretty much
and
again.
look at the assists of
Yeah,
Doer there.
grabe.
26 assists.
Grabe, and then 16
Huh.
from Elise. So you can tell the combination of Elise, Thresh, and then the globals from Gangplank and Jin. Grabe, they all really came together well for this competition
Yes.
and for the team. Well executed by Xavier University, and at the same time, a lot to be left. Parang sayang yung potential ng team
Yes.
composition. I really think also that Graves was not a good pick in top lane for this team composition, unless siguro they got a jungler who could better provide early pressure to snowball the Graves. Like let's say a Lee Sin
Yes,
or an Elise,
definitely.
Rek'Sai, etc. Anything to help him snowball and then stop. Never happened the whole game.
Yes.
And hopefully Team High Definition, learn something from this game moving forward. But congratulations to Xavier University.
Yes,
Well played.
definitely. Very overwhelming performance as well right there in Game 4 by Xavier University Wizards. So congratulations and GGWP. Of course, we still have 2 more games,
Yes.
guys. We're not done just yet here at the LoL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Conference, the Mindanao Conference for these 8 teams. And of course, it is powered by Smart and Garena Esports. And guys, it has been fun. We are your casters for Game 4. My name is Aika, and with me here is Amplifier.
And we'll see you guys after a short break.